Hey, what up everyone? I'm Cool, and this is Everquest Project 1999, P99. And today we are in Cazic, Thule, taking a little look in Cazic, Thule, a place I used to go a lot back in the day. If I had to say which dungeons, you know how everyone has their own path through the game. They visit different dungeons. There's always like a couple you can go to at each level range. For me, I don't know how this happened because I think I was a troll a lot of the time, but I feel like I was in Blackborough somehow. Maybe not as my troll, could be as something else. Um, and I went to Crushbone a little bit, but Cazic Thule was definitely on the list for me for some reason. Probably as my troll, because nearby is Grob and Agok, and then of course Guck, upper Guck or lower Guck mostly. I didn't really do a lot of upper Guck. That's why in the last video I did, the last couple videos I did were mostly upper Guck because I'm trying to explore places I haven't been, but I also want to go and look at some places that I used to go to for nostalgic purposes, such as Cazic Thule. But yeah, lots of lizards in here. I think the level range is more in the 30s, like early 30s, and I think here I'm like level 25 or 26, so I might be a little bit too low for the zone. There wasn't really anybody in here, maybe one or two people. That's how it is a lot lately, just because I think Kunark is out or the Hole or something. There's some sort of new. I'm not up on all the advancement like stuff coming out for Green because I just got on here. This is my first character. I'm going through the old stuff right now. I'm not really up to date on what's out and what isn't. I guess Kunark's probably out, and that's where everybody is. So you can go to Befallen, you can go to Cazic Thule, you can go to Najina, you can go to Upper Guck, and there's not as many people as there normally would be. But what I remember farming or camping in this zone was mostly like you'd go through these doors here and you'd go straight and then you'd take a left. And I don't know, I forget what the camp is called, but you go through a door and then you go through a little hallway, then you go through another door and there's a couple gorillas and they're kind of back in this this house, this and you kind of sit in the front yard and you go pull from the house and there's a couple gorillas in there. You know what I'm talking about. I forget the camps. I'll put it in the description or something or the pinned comment which camp I'm talking about, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's like the first camp you go to when you come to Cazic Thule. Of course, there's this yard trash, but it's all green, so kind of a weird level for me to be here. I think I'm 25, 26, something like that, and kind of a weird level to come here because I can't fight the yard trash. But if I go into the camp I was talking about, there's reds. Like there's blues, whites, yellows, and reds. Like I hate when I hate that when you can find greens right next to a red. Like what are you supposed to do in that case? Of course, what most people are looking for is a bunch of blues to fight with a name that drops something that you can use. And right now for this zone, it doesn't look like that's the case until around level probably 30 would be perfect, like exactly 30, not too far in. Maybe 29 to 31 sounds like a pretty good level range for Cazic Thule. I just think I'm here a little bit early. But the reason I'm even here is because I was first. Obviously, I was doing Guck in the last couple videos, right? So I'm heading. I'm around Grob. So one day I was running towards Fierot just to see what was that way, and this bard attacked me. This dark death singer bard attacked me, and I killed him. And I'm like, wow, he's blue, and he's really close to my level, because he's pretty tough. I think he's level 25. I might have been 26, or he's 24 and I was 25. So I kill him, and I'm like, well, I wonder what his spawn timer is and all that. So I start looking into him, and then I continue on my way to Fierot. I go in there. I'm following the left wall strats for Fierot, and I find Cazic Thule. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna. I don't know if that's exactly the way it happened, but either way, I discovered Dark Death Singer, another bard named Drizda, and Cazic Thule all around the same time. And I just wanted to come in here and take a peek at Cazic Thule because this is a zone I spent a lot of time in. I didn't really go very many places in this zone, to be honest. I kind of just did the one camp, but I was here a lot. I think I did the maze a little bit. That's one of the camps. And then I swear, is it called the Assassin Camp or something? I don't know. I think that's a Guck camp. Man, I wish I could remember that. The name of the camp. It's like AC or something. I don't know. You guys know it. I know somebody knows it, and they're like, man, he's an idiot. But yeah, you go around these trees. There's all this yard trash, but it's green. Talking to Faceless One, of course. Probably my best EverQuest friend. And I got another comment from a viewer. I'll have to shout you out in the next video. They sent me a comment on one of the videos. That Upper Guck video, that exploring Upper Guck video, got a lot of views, and I was happy with that. It's just kind of strange, like some of them do and some of them don't. So I'm not exactly jumping for joy yet, because I've had many video series where like the first video would get 3,000 views, and then the rest of them get like 50, and then all of a sudden one will get like 500, and then it'll go back to 90, 50, 100, 50, 90, 100. You know what I mean? So I try not, I don't really get too excited when one video goes a little bit more crazy than the rest, because I'm looking at this series in an overall kind of way. Out of 18 videos, if only one goes to like 1K, then you know, you got to take that into account. There's 17 other videos that people aren't watching. Then there's one that they, for some reason, watched. It was probably something that I put in the tags or the title or the thumbnail. There's probably just something that attracted more people, and it's not the overall product. It's like this one little thing that if I can figure it out, I'll do it again. If I can't, then it's just gonna be what it is. But this is the maze area. I decided to go over here because before I started recording, I saw that there was a few blues in the maze, so I was going to check it out. Of course, this green attacks my pet. My pet is a couple levels lower than me, so greens will attack him. It's kind of annoying. I do have 2 more videos recorded after this, just by the way, if you want to look forward to that. I do a little bit of the bard diet, so you remember the Dark Death Singer I was talking about? I show him in the end of this video, but I found a way to incorporate Drizda as well, so I'm killing 2 bards. What I'm doing is, well, I'll show you in the next video, but I'm killing him, and then I'm going and killing Drizda, coming back, killing him, going, killing Drizda, coming back, killing him. I'll show it in the video, the more details and intricacies of the camp that I don't know if I made it up or not. No one told me to do that. I just did it on my own. But there is a problem with like other people trying to camp Drizda while I'm at dark and blah, blah, blah. But you'll see that in the next video. Then the video after that, me and Faceless One, Badger, went to Najina for the first time. So this is my first time in Cazic Thule, and then we're also going to have Najina coming up in a couple videos. And it goes crazy. It's crazy. We kind of jump into the deep end, if you will, and he knows what that means. When he watches this, he'll know what we jumped into the deep end in Najina. It's a pretty cool zone that a lot of people don't really go to. It seems like we were the only ones in there until a couple monks decided to come in there. But that's how a lot of dungeons are these days. I mean, Upper Guck is crowded sometimes. Befallen, it was either really crowded or nobody was there. And then Najina, we went there, there's nobody there. Cazic Thule, there's like 3 or 4 people here, that's it. I did a camp check, and there was like 1 camp that people called out. But yeah, this is the maze, so you kind of got to make sure you don't get lost. I'm sitting by the door, looking around, trying to find like a single pool. I really don't want to pool more than one, because I don't want to kind of get a bunch on me and then have things go south, and then I don't know how to get out of here. Because gating's fine and dandy, but if you can just run out of the zone, of course that saves you some time. Because if I'm going to gate, then I have to do 2 loading screens, and who knows where I'm bound. Sometimes you don't exactly want to bind right outside of a zone if you're not going to be there for a while. I don't know. Sometimes you don't bind. It's smart to bind right outside of a dungeon, but not everybody is a class that can do that. So, and I don't always do that either. Sometimes I bind like in the closest city so I can sell, and I don't have to make that run every time because I'm not expecting to die. Or you got a camp that you do most of the time. You want to bind next to that. That way you can check and see if it's open. Like, there's different reasons why you wouldn't bind out right outside of every single dungeon you go into. So what I would like to happen is that if something happens and I get in trouble, I run to the zone instead of gating every single time. But gate is a lifesaver. It's saved my butt a bunch of times, so I do like gate, and I always keep it up on my spell bar. Trying to start using Feign Death a little bit, but just, I don't know. It doesn't work for me as good. And then, like, when you feign death, you're still right there. Like, what are you going to do? You have to run away from their spawn point, that's for sure, and then feign death. So there's too many things to think about when you're doing feign death. When you do gate, it's like, oh crap, gate. And that's what you do, you know? If you're feigning death, you get to, like, remember, okay, stop attacking. Make sure it's not a caster. Make sure my pet's not doing anything. Make sure I run away from their spawn point and then feign death. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you have enough mana and all that stuff. Should I gate? Should I feign death? There's like too many decisions to make. And this, when you're probably not thinking straight because you're getting pounded on by a bunch of different things and about to die. So it's, you got to have a very high level of composure to feign death successfully. You know, you're about to die. You got to remember to run away, stand completely still, don't do anything, and then fall over, feign death. It saves you a lot of time if you can do it correctly. But I don't know. Any of you expert feign deathers want to give me some tips? I haven't done it successfully. I don't think at all. Like, I'll use it to go AFK. That's about all I use it for. Otherwise, I'm gating. Funny thing happened in our Najina video, by the way, with Badger. He did evacuate. We got stuck in the jail cell, and we didn't have the key, and we were just stuck in this jail cell. And this isn't on the video, so it's not really a spoiler. But he evacuated us, and of course the druids attacked me when we got there. So we learned a lesson, I think, in that video. You'll see in a couple videos. We learned a couple lessons, but we have to remember that I'm evil and he's good. I think that's one thing we need to remember when we're playing together, is that remember that I'm evil and I need to remember that he's not evil. So some things that are going to concern me are not going to concern him, and some things that are going to concern him are not going to concern me. Like, he may not want to kill something because of faction, and I may get attacked by that same thing because of faction. And then it's like, what do we do? You know? So when we evacuate and we go straight to a druid circle and there's druids standing there ready to pound my face in, not a good look, but I gated, it was all good, and we learned a lesson, so now we know. So I think that's the main thing we learned when we were fighting together in Najina was, I'm evil, he's good, we need to think about that in everything we do. But here's a blue sentinel, but I noticed a little tail there around the corner, so if I pull that sentinel, I'm getting at least 2. So I wanted to look into this a little bit further. So far the maze, I've only seen like 1 or 2 single pulls, and I'm by myself, and I'm with a pet that hasn't been super strong lately, if I'm going to be honest. The last couple pets I just feel like haven't been super strong for me. I guess I need to re-summon them more often, like make sure I got the strongest one I can get. But here we see a couple lizard pages. I think those are healers. But if you continue to investigate there, I think those sentinels are actually standing there right next to those pages. So I think that's the tail we saw. That actually might be a 3rd sentinel right there. So looks like if I would have pulled that sentinel, I would have got 5 lizards, and that would be sure death. I might be able to take 2, but definitely not 5. And 2 is a stretch. When my pet lately has been pretty weak, I don't understand it, but I don't know. I can see why some necros don't use their pets sometimes. Like when I'm camping the bards, I don't use them. I don't want to split experience with it. I'm going to different zones. I'm gating. It would disappear anyway. Like there's some situations where, as a necromancer, you don't use your pet. A lot of situations you do, but some you don't. But here I get attacked by a sentinel. Something else comes with it. Seems like that's the main theme of this zone, is a lot of linked lizards. I don't even chance it. I'm just running to the zone. I'm going to fight them near the zone at least. I'm trying to get my pet to back off. I didn't think about it till now. So I was just going to run to the zone, I think. But I see that he's still alive, so he's got 57%. Let's see what we can do here. Probably not much, because he's getting beat on as we run back to the zone. It's only 2, but it's a healer, or an enchanter or something, and a sentinel. So we'll see what we can do, but if the pet dies, then I'm out of here. My health is pretty low. Just hit Siphon Life, and my pet died pretty fast. So I am out of here. Lots of corpses at the zone line once again. And hey, that was our first look at Cazic Thule. That's what this video is, the first look at Cazic Thule. Do you remember Cazic Thule? What's the name of the camps? I need to look it up. I'll be going there eventually, but let's skip past this loading, and it's probably just a bunch of medding and wondering what I should do next. But yeah, this is just the outside. That's the entrance where you come in. So we'll sit here and med up and gather ourselves after that. I only got like 1 kill worth experience in there, so definitely not the place to be right now. Unless you got a group, and I'm a necro, and I'm not looking to be in a group all the time, and I really haven't been in any groups yet. I was in 1 group with a necro. I've been in 2 duos, basically. 3 duos. 2 of them were with Faceless One, and 1 was with another necro. And that's all I've done so far as grouping. And currently, I am level 29, sitting outside of Najina, just for the record. So, like I said, there's 2 more videos after this. This is quite a while ago. This is probably like 2 weeks ago that I did this. Maybe 10 days, a little bit less than 2 weeks. Haven't recorded a video in a minute. Sorry about that. I concentrate on the other game on my channel. It's Gems of War. I gotta put a video out every day for that to keep the channel going. This is kind of extra icing on top. If you subscribed for this, then it will keep coming. But sometimes there might be a little bit of a gap between videos, just every once in a while. Because it's hard to even play this game sometimes, to be honest, just because of time. I really want to. I love this game. But once you kind of get into a groove, it takes hours to get into a groove on this game. But yeah, checking these guys outside of the... That's why it's so weird. Like, the outside troops are green. The yard trash is green. But then if you go into the maze, you got to fight multiple high-level blues. Or you can go the other way to that camp that I was talking about, and there's reds standing with greens. So kind of a weird zone at this level. But we're going to check out... We're going to go this way and check out a little bit more of the zone, see what's this way. Just looking for, like, some blues to fight outside of the zone, maybe, or something. Going across the water. My swimming's actually pretty good. Got a bunch of new spells at 29. What did I get that was cool? I got a new Expulse Undead. That's pretty nice. I got a new pet, of course. It's the same type of pet, just a little bit higher level. What else did I get? I bought one. It's a leech type dot where I dot them and it steals their life and gives it to me. That was pretty cool. That's probably the coolest spell I got. Besides, of course, the Expulse Undead, which is nice. And I always like my new pet. I really like the idea, like I was saying in a previous video, of having something it'll fight to the death for me. Even if it's a little bit weaker than I want it to be. I wish my pet was a little bit stronger. Just a little bit. And it might be my own fault. I might need to recall more often and resummon. But you can't really tell. Sometimes the con is exactly the same, but the pet can be 1 or 2 levels. I don't know. I know the cons. I know what they mean and stuff. Like, looks to be risky and all that. There's different cons for different levels, but sometimes you'll get the same con and they'll still be like a level apart. And like 1 level makes a huge difference. But I don't know. I kind of stopped giving my pet weapons. I stopped kind of counting on it as a huge tank. Now I kind of count on it more as like a ranger type. Before I was trying to count on it as like a warrior. Now I kind of think of it more as a shadow knight or a ranger or something. It's like a partner that can... It's like a dot, really. I think most necromancers end up thinking of their pet more like a dot than anything. He's not really a tank that's going to stand there and take a bunch of damage for you while you do dots, and I don't know. You know, this is my first necro ever, and I never really talked in depth to another necro before this, so I'm kind of learning things as I go, and how your pet works for you is like one thing that I'm learning as I go, and he's not a warrior. He's not a tank. He's not a high HP damage sponge. He's more of a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of HP sponge, but you know what I mean? So I don't know, what are we doing here? Did I gate or what? I gathered shadows. Okay, so I think we're heading back towards Grob. I think I'm gonna show the the bard diet. There's these bards that stand around in I don't know if it's just evil zones or if it's every single zone, but they'll stand. There's one guy standing there, like Travis Two-Tone, like Badger's saying. Then there's Drizda. There's Dark Death Singer. There's these bards that stand there, and you know them. If you're a low level and you accidentally run next to one of them, they will kill you because they're like level 25, and they don't like evil races. So you've probably been killed by one of them before. But they'll stand somewhere close to a zone line, but along the wall, like to the left or right if you follow the wall. Like they're trying to catch people doing wall strats, but I'm stuck in the wall there, so I'm gonna go ahead. Here's Drizda. That's one that I incorporated into my next camp that I'm going to show you on my next video. She's better than the one that I was camping. I was camping Dark Death Singer. Drizda actually drops a little bit more coin, which either way, it's not a lot. You're not in it for the gold or the plat. Let's get past this zoning. But anyway, you just follow the wall. The wall between Firot and Thule, and between Grob and Cazic Thule. So in between Grob and Cazic Thule, if you follow the left wall strats to get there, there will be two bards. So there's Dark Death Singer and there's Drizda. And I feel like I'm telling you the whole next video in this video, but yeah, I just wanted to show you Dark Death Singer. He's really good from level 25, 26, 27, even 28. So maybe 26 to 28 is like the perfect level. It's a good AFK camp. He spawns every 20 minutes. So I'd set my timer for like 18 minutes, come back, get my buffs on, make sure I'm ready to go. Then he would pop and I would kill him. Then I would go do something for 15 minutes, have my alarm set for 18 minutes, do work, do whatever you got to do, and then come back and kill him. And you do it, and you get levels pretty quick. I went from like 26 to 29 in a couple days, like 2 days, just doing that, just one of them. And when I was more active, I would add in the other one. And that's going to be in the next video, so I don't really want to talk too much about it, but just showing you a little sneak peek here. Kind of the bard diet, if you will. There is, if you look it up online, you Google the bard diet, there's a better, they give you a way better path and better NPCs than like Dark Death Singer. He's not on the list. He's not on the bard diet, but he is a bard, hence Death Singer. He is a bard, but I don't think they have him on the diet because I don't know, the coin he drops is really low. He's like a little bit tougher than Drizda. Once again, I'm going into talking about it when I don't really want to, but we're just medding up, getting ready for him. I don't even use my pet on him, but while we're medding, I'm going to skip through the medding portion of this. You don't need to see me med. You guys see yourself med enough, right? You don't need to see another person medding. Alright, I skipped by it a little bit, but good thing we can go backwards a little bit. Alright, getting ready. Here we go. I am ready to go, even at half health. I guess I think I can take him on. So start out with the Dooming Darkness. Or Engulfing Darkness, sorry. I get Dooming Darkness next level. Engulfing Darkness, then a Fear, which I stopped using Fear. The higher level you get, the less you need the Fear on this guy. You can just tank and spank him with your Poison Bolt. And Siphon Life, because I was low on life. I normally probably wouldn't have done that. I would have just went with the Poison Bolt. But since I started at half health, I might as well get some life while he's feared. But yeah, Engulfing Darkness, then Fear, and then usually just a bunch of Poison Bolts. But since I was half health, thought I would get a little bit of health first. Gonna Fear him again. When I was level 25, I relied on Fear to beat him, because I think he's level 25 or 24 or something. He's pretty close to your level at 25. But once you get to 26, you only fear him like once. And then you get to 27, you don't fear him at all. Then when you get to 28, you're just tanking and spanking him with Poison Bolts. Like, you learn, the higher level you get, the less hard he hits, the more HP you got, the harder you hit, the less you have to, like, fear him and rely on fear. But not even using my pet here. Figured I'm going to be going back and forth between the two zones. My pet's just going to die anyway when I zone, so what's the point? Fearing him again, because, like I said, the closer in level you are to him, the more you got to rely on the Fear and the Engulfing Darkness. But yeah. Slowly dying. I'm meditating in between. Eventually, you just start hitting them with poison bolts, though. Or shock of poison, my bad. Poison bolt's the lower level that I started using later on. I'll explain the whole killing both of them thing in the next video, because there's a little bit of strategy to it. At least I had my own strategy. I didn't give it all away in this video, basically, so make sure you come back next time for the next EverQuest Project 1999 video, because I'll show you how to kill this guy and another bard, make it more active, and it's really good experience. Remember, just this one guy, if you just AFK camp him, come back and kill him every 20 minutes, you can go from 25 to 29 in 2 or 3 days. And of course, you can go somewhere, get in a group, and grind out a level in like an hour or two. But hey, we don't all got time for that. So, showing you another way you can do it. Somebody asking me if I can go into Agak without a problem. Yes, I'm a dark elf, so yes, I can. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. So our first look at Cazic Thule, we had to run away. We went in the maze, we poked around, we killed a blue, and then we got attacked by multiple blues, and we ran away. And then a sneak peek at killing this bard here. I'm going to add on Drizta and give you a little bit of tips for that. And it's really, really good, I promise you. Between like 25 and 30, you can get really good experience just on an AFK camp every 20 minutes, I promise. Especially like 26, 27. I blazed through those. I was getting chunks of experience for every kill. So, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. These videos should come more often. I've just been having a weird week, so it won't normally be like this. There should be at least one. This video should have came out a couple days ago, to be honest. But I have 2 in the can, so they'll be coming soon. We got the bard diet with the tips. I'm going to show you with this dark and Drizda, going back and forth, and how you do it efficiently, what you use, what level, blah blah blah. And then Najina, our first look at Najina with Faceless One, the Druid Badger. So level 29 is what I am right now. That's what we're going to go into Najina. We're going to go in there at level 29 with new spells as our Dark Elf Necromancer with our buddy Druid, and see what we can do, what kind of trouble we can get into in Najina. And it's a lot of trouble. So look forward to that one a couple videos from now, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.